Hi there, Cambrian Park Church family. Hope you're doing well. This is your midweek video update, and I just wanted to share some thoughts with you, some devotional thoughts with you this morning, and then share some news related to upcoming things to be aware of in the life of our church. I was reading in John chapter 12 this week, and John chapter 12 is interesting because in this chapter, we see basically the events of Palm Sunday occur. And so what we know in John chapter 12 moving forward is that we've got basically a whole half of the Gospel of John is, the second half of the Gospel of John is really consumed with the last week of the life of Jesus. And so in John chapter 12, just prior to his triumphal entry into Jerusalem on the donkey and the palm branches, which we know as Palm Sunday, he was anointed by Mary at Bethany. And that's the story that occurs in John chapter 12, right at the very beginning of the chapter. And what's interesting here is that Mary really was honoring Jesus by basically wiping her hair, wiping his feet with her hair, mixed in with this really expensive perfume that she had poured all over his feet. A very extravagant, loving act that she carried out for Jesus. And wouldn't you know, Judas Iscariot was present there and noticed what she did and made a very, obviously very Pharisaical comment, even though he wasn't a Pharisee, but he basically said, why wasn't this ointment sold for really 300 denarii and the money given to the poor? And John, the writer of the gospel, makes it clear that Judas really didn't care about the poor. He basically said that because he would help himself to the money in the money bag. And so he really wanted Mary his question was, why couldn't she just sell this? Essentially what he's asking is, why didn't she sell this so that I could get control of the money and then take some of it for myself? It's essentially what, I'm laughing about it. It's actually a sad situation, but that's what Judas was saying. And he didn't really care about the poor. He cared about himself. And Jesus mentions in verse 7, he basically tells Judas to leave her alone. And he makes this very profound statement in verse 8 where he says, the poor you always will have with you, but you will not always have me. And that was a very striking statement to me. The poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. And I just saw some incredible value, obviously, and who wouldn't see value in any of Jesus' words, but here in particular, just the value of what Jesus states there. In that one statement, he values and speaks about the reality that the poor are all around us all of the time. And really, he affirms the fact that we do have a responsibility to care for the poor, to care for those on the margins of society. His words that you will always have the poor with you indicates a reality for us as followers of Jesus that we are called to be agents of compassion and grace and love and hope and healing to everyone, and in particular to those on the margins of society. But he also makes this statement that, but you will not always have me, thereby implying that you have lots of time to do the work of the kingdom in relation to those that are on the margins of society. But here, right now, Jesus is saying, I am with you. And so it's time for you to focus on me during this season and to not rebuke Mary for what she's doing, because she's fully involved and invested in me and in my life and in my presence in her life. And it's just important for us to understand, and this was part of my observation in this and application for myself, is that really I've been called as a follower of Jesus to both of these realities, that I have been called to care for the poor, to care for those on the margins of society. It's intimately tied to my identity or the reality of what I'm called to be as a disciple of Jesus. But I'm also called to a place of increasingly and ongoing development with Jesus, that I am learning from him, that I am growing in him, I am spending time with him. And it's actually from those places of solitude or silence and abiding relationship with Jesus that I gain the insight and the direction from the Spirit to know how exactly and in what particular ways he's calling me to invest in the poor and to care for those on the margins of society and to embody the kingdom of God to those that are being told all around us that they're not worthy of it. And so these two dual realities are super important for me, for you, for us as followers of Jesus, to be cultivating and deepening a daily relationship with Jesus that actually expresses itself very practically in meeting the needs of people around us on a daily basis, particularly those that are on the margins of our society and those that society deems as unworthy. And so I hope that you're encouraged that way this week, that you will seek to deepen your relationship with Jesus, and you would seek to have God give you his eyes to see people and to see the world the way he does, and give all of us the faith and the obedience and the encouragement to make an impact and to care for those around us that are showing that are in need each and every day. We run across people all the time, even in our highly affluent area that we live in here in the Bay Area. So just want to encourage you with that this morning. Again, I just want to let you know that we will be meeting this Sunday on Zoom at 10 a.m. And so we'll continue our Good and Beautiful God series this Sunday. So I want to encourage you to join us this week. And then just a quick update that we are still planning on track to have our Easter service here at the church facility on Easter Sunday, April the 4th. And we are still working on the details. We don't know at this point if it's going to be either indoors or outdoors. We likely will not know the answer to that question until the week of, or the week right before Easter. So, but I do want you to plan on, if you would like to and you're able and would like to join us in person on Easter Sunday, we will be doing something here at the facility. And I'll update you at the time for that as well, because there will be a bit of a time change. Instead of a 10 o'clock meeting for Zoom, which is what we do now, it'll be earlier, either at 9:30 or 9:45 in the morning instead. And so I'll update you on that as we get a little bit closer. Also, I do want to just remind you that if you're not comfortable attending or you're not able to attend, we will still be hosting a Zoom hybrid service concurrent with our live Easter service. So we'll be doing both of those at the same time. So if you're on Zoom, you'll be able to participate in our live service. Our in-person service will be actually hosting a Zoom call of that service. And so you'll have that option as well. So anyway, I've taken enough of your time this morning. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're encouraged. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. And that may you walk with Jesus this week and be encouraged by his strength and his love. And so we'll talk to you again real soon. God bless every one of you. Bye-bye.